Hey all, Hiva here. So today I have a special battle for you because I am in a division with Where Are You Aron and Set 2. And both Aron and myself are in Minotaurs, and Aron is running a smoke build of some kind, don't know the details, and I'm running an agile radar build. So we'll see how we go here, but first I'll just show you my build if you haven't seen it before, because I'm using Tenant. And of course, core values here, his base skill is very handy when you're in Minotaur, because you tend to take a few citadels no matter what you do. So Takao and Azure Lane Baltimore as inspirations, and then Ingenious and Full Speed Ahead, Velocious, Steer Clear, and Fully Packed. So that's pretty much my build here. And on the ship, it's also just a stock standard build, aiming systems here in the first slot, and then steering gears obviously, and steering gears again, and then we have the main battery mod in the last slot. So this gives you 3 heals, 3 sonars, and 3 radars, making you the the kind of do-it-all ship on the team. This is not so much about damage, it's all about utility. 2.3 rudder and 38 knots. So this is the build I'm going with, and I'm pretty sure Aron is running Fraser with some sort of yada yada build that we don't really care about a lot because it's not agile. No, I'm kidding. Actually, I've been playing Des Moines a bit lately here to get to know the ship, and I kind of like the ship now. It's more fun to play than Baltimore because of the faster reload, but I still miss my torpedoes and the ability to torp battleships. I really miss that. But there's no doubt that Des Moines is a powerful ship, absolutely. I just got my stats back, and I've only played 30 battles or so, but it's I'm pretty sure it's the best ship already in my line of ships. So yeah, what else is there to say? If you haven't researched Des Moines yet, you should probably start doing it, because it's a good ship. So this here is one of my favorite parts of playing a radar Minotaur, is when you catch another Minotaur that smokes up and thinks he's safe, and then you're just able to absolutely pound them out of existence, because obviously you have the radar, and they don't really expect that. And then unfortunately Peak, I think it was Peak, took most of the health there. But anyway, as I said, this is a utility build, so it's all about getting into this position here and then being able to radar the ships in the cap for your team to kill, basically. So obviously that means that you are not really like the primary damage dealer, but you get XP doing other stuff. And we'll see who ends up on the podium, on the first place on the podium at the end of this battle here. Because like I said, Aron and I are running like completely different builds, and of course this is just a joke between us that like one is obviously superior, and of course it's the one that either of us run. So we actually did, well, I think we did plan in this battle here for Aron to smoke me up, and then we would sit there and farm damage, but it didn't really turn out that way. I just went off and did my own thing here because I saw an opportunity. So I'm just gonna sit in here now and try to spot and do stuff, and see what happens, basically. Because in Des Moines, when you're in a situation like this, like, battleships tend to love to rush you because they know you don't have torpedoes, and even though you fire at them as much as you can, it's not really realistic that you're going to take out a battleship, especially one that's has like only eyes for you, and particularly battleships like Brandenburg with torpedoes, because they just seem to love Des Moines. So when I played Des Moines, I stopped playing an agile build, and I just started to play like a totally stock standard reload damage build, and yeah, it works, but yeah, it's not the most interesting ship to play, but it's not bad at all. And well, it's actually probably the best cruiser in the game. But yeah, I think it's a little bit boring, to be honest. But it's not as boring as Baltimore, so at least that gives it something to live for. So if you haven't seen Aron's version of this battle, I highly suggest you do. He put it up on his channel yesterday, and I was supposed to put my battle up as well, but then I got a little bit too drunk before Easter, so I ended up not doing it. But today I'm putting it up, so that way you can see the same battle from both of our perspectives, I guess, if that's something that you would like to try. I'll probably give Minu a bit of a break here in the next week or so and try to get some more battles in Des Moines. Just to see pretty much how well I can do, I guess. And perhaps I should start to actually research the ship in the bureau, because I've kind of neglected that. And look at this Minu here coming out here. That's another like wishful situation, and I only get one citadel there. That was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, with torpedoes, these situations here are not so much as a problem as they are in Des Moines. And also this guy is not even firing torpedoes, at least not to my knowledge. And he got yoinked there, but that's okay, he's dead. This does mean that I can think about grabbing the B cap here and putting us ahead on points completely. We are already like almost certainly winning this battle here, but it can't hurt. And it's always like a dangerous proposition to take a Minotaur into a cap. Well, a Minotaur without smoke, that is, because like I could get flanked or something like that. That's why I'm keeping an eye on this Iowa here, in case he should move up. And here is a situation where if I was in Des Moines, I would be very, very nervous right now, because all these battleships here, all they have to do is just rush me, basically. But in Minotaur, obviously, it's a whole different story, because I have a very nasty torpedo equipment here that no battleship wants to play with up this close here. And I have 10 on each side, so it doesn't matter which side they come from, I will be able to at least take out the 2 first battleships. And then they might get me, but I think that's a pretty good trade here. And then if I get the cap as well, then it's even better. So these are the plays that I kind of miss being able to do in Des Moines. You can do similar stuff, but you just have to be a little bit more careful. And I don't like being too careful in this game. So we're down to even teams now, and one reason I'm sitting here is also to prevent their DD from actually entering the middle of the map. He's far away by now, but I just want to make sure that no one else gets in here and are able to spot our whole team. But other than that, all I have to do is pretty much just sit here and guard this cap, because the battleships can't push forward with me sitting here. And I might be able to sneak in a naughty torpedo or 2 if I'm lucky. But obviously I have to be careful here, because I don't want to take just 1 shell from this Yami here. And then while the Yamato is stuck here, he's just getting torped by the rest of my team. So it works really well. Like an aggressive Minu like this. And I just get spotted here, and that's of course a bit of a problem, but the battleship still can't reach me. And as you can tell, they know I have torpedoes. And again, like I said before, if I was in Des Moines here, I would just have been rushed by these battleships here, and I don't know what happened, but that would be annoying. And that is the one annoying thing about Des Moines I don't like, that I can't do these like plays that just stops the Reds in their tracks and, you know, catches them in a situation where they are totally broadside and they can't move forward like this without YOLOing and most likely get killed in the process. So it's a different play style for sure. And of course you can't really compare Minotaur and Des Moines. They're totally different ships. But I still think Minotaur is more fun to play. Like I said, Des Moines has grown on me a little bit lately, but it's still not a ship I'm going to take out all the time. it seems to be a very good stat padding ship, if that's your thing. Because I have nearly an 80% win rate in it, and about 100,000 average damage. Even more in a division. I think I have nearly 125 there. So it's the same thing with Baltimore, really. It's a good ship, and it's not too hard to play, but it's also a tad boring, really, which is the main reason I don't really take out the Baltimore or the Des Moines that much. So we're nearing the end of the battle here. There's only 5 minutes left, and we are ahead by 600 points, something like that. So obviously I'm not going to risk anything. I'm just going to let the time run out. Like, I really want to finish off this lightning here, but I just used my last radar, and that kind of handicaps me in chasing down that guy, especially with one battleship still left, and the cruiser left is also in Alaska. So I'm not really too keen to leave my my comfy middle of the map here, at least until those two ships have been removed. And obviously the lightning is right here now because I'm spotted, but I can't see him. So I wish I had my radar here, but obviously I used them for other purposes. So I'm just gonna give up on that. There's no point in chasing that guy when I can't see him at all. So just gonna move a little bit this side here and see if we can get some cheap shots of this Alaska, just like Aron just did there for his high caliber. But again, there's no real reason to push here or do anything. Like none of the other guys are in any danger, so it's just a matter of waiting it out, really, and also making sure I don't get citadel by the Alaska. And of course the lightning fired torpedoes, but it doesn't really matter. We don't really care about that. There's nothing he can do. So unless he rushes me around the corner, which would be a good thing actually, because the turret rotation on Minotaur means that you can just swing your guns around and rip that lightning out of the water in like a few seconds. But obviously he's not going to do that, because that would be suicide basically. And instead I'm just going to sit here and pepper this Alaska here a little bit in the last seconds of the game, and that's about the end of it here. So if you've seen Aron's video, you know we had a bit of a laugh when we saw the scoreboard in the end, where I actually beat Aron by a single XP. and of course that means that my build is superior then, obviously. There's no other way of interpreting that. So if you've seen Aron's video, then you know that you don't listen to what he says. It's all lies. No, again, I'm just being silly here. But it does show that, I mean, Agile Radar Minnow is definitely viable, and that's all I'm saying. I'm not gonna say it's the best build. So that's about the end of the battle here, guys. We're just about to win on points, and not a lot of damage, not a lot of kills, but you know, plenty of utility. And it may not be sexy, but it is very useful, and you do get rewarded handsomely in XP for it, as you can see here. So 1 point ahead of Aron, so obviously that means that my build is the best. Absolutely. Alright people, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.